Greetings and salutations, world. I am the Bearded Con-Man, and with me is the epic DoItDoItLeague.
Oh, no.
He's currently enjoying some tacos, and welcome to another edition of The Clean Shave. This time we're going to be talking about living in the Golden Age of Nerdom.
Nerdom.
That's right. And then what that means to lifelong nerds, with us living in a world where it's all of a sudden hip to be square, more or less. So let's get right into it, man. Mm-hmm. What words of wisdom through your tacos do you have to give? No, you're good. I felt bad because I wanted to ask you a question. Like, this man still has some taco.
No, that's good. It's a good comedic intro.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's see. What was the question again? Because taco got my brain.
Oh yeah, of course. So I guess we'll lead it off from the top.
Thanks for having me, by the way.
Thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate
starving
it.
guys or something.
Hey, this man is eating tacos. That's the excuse enough right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we have to forgive him.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you for being with me, man. So I guess we'll start from the top. How does it feel being a lifelong nerd, living in a world where comic books and all of these movies are now the new in thing? You know, all these TV shows. What is that like?
I now understand what people who are into sports feel every day.
Yeah.
Because every day they get to enjoy whatever sport they enjoy, watch the games, go through the season, blah, blah, blah. Movies about sports.
Yep.
So they make movies about like Michael Jordan and what is it, the one with the cartoon. Yeah. Now we're living through that.
Yeah.
Like stuff that we enjoy as kids, we get to see on the big screen. We get to see on TV. And most of it's good.
Exactly.
Most of it's good.
It's like high quality stuff.
Yeah.
Blows my mind.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this: when did you first get into that realm? Like, was it comic books for you? Was it Star Wars? Like, what set you down that path?
Okay. It was my godfather. My dad was in the military, and my godfather, best friends, both served together. And my godfather, every time he comes to visit, he'll always bring me like boxes of like comic books.
Okay.
And this one I was like really young. I was about 4 or 5, so it is not a vivid memory, but I do remember my godfather coming with boxes of comic books, plugging them down, and I even remember like him and my dad like going through them, reading, talking stuff about comics. But you know, with a kid, you don't understand what they're talking about. And then as I got older, the comics kept coming, and I just kept reading them, and I just got really deep into them. And then my cousin, he was really into comics, so me and him would trade off comics and stuff, and like it essentially it's like my dad, his best friend, and then my cousin all just give me comics, and I just fell in love with them. So I started off. Well, I would say I started off reading whatever they read, and a lot of the stuff that they liked were like stuff, more military like stuff, and you know, occasionally they'll mix in like a Spider-Man and stuff like that. But they, you know, they had their particular theme of comics that they liked.
Yeah.
And I really didn't like find the comics that speak to me until I was like, say about 7, 8 years old. And I would get an allowance, and my mom would take me to the comic shop, and then I got to choose the comics that I wanted to read. And the comics I started reading initially, like that first caught my eye, was Spider-Man, and this was when the Hobgoblin saga, somewhere around like in the late 80s.
Nice. So it was like the Todd McFarlane.
Yeah. Actually, you know what? You hit it right on the head. It was that Todd McFarlane, the guy who did Savage Dragon, Eric Larson, that era of their run on the comics.
See, that's my personal favorite.
Bro, that's me too. So that's you too?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
100%.
Okay, yeah, so that Todd McFarlane Spider-Man era is where I really started like picking up comics. And then also right around that time, the 2099 books, the Marvel 2099, like Spider-Man 2099, like Punisher 2099, Ravage 2099, Doom 2099. So, like,
I love that realm too.
so I would say like my Spider-Man is Tom McFarlane, but my Spider-Man is also Miguel O'Hara, Spider-Man 2099.
That is totally respectful.
Yeah, it was kind of like on the same track
Yeah.
when I really got deep in the comics. So, like the initial Peter Parker Spider-Man was like my guy, and then like Miguel O'Hara Spider-Man was like my other Spider-Man. So it's kind of what time period you grew up
Right.
to the books that you become connected to. Like
Of course.
like I really didn't get into the X-Men until like much later.
Okay.
And then I quickly fell out of the X-Men, but like Spider-Man, Black Panther, I was really, but I would say I'm stuck between two characters that are like my all-time favorites:
All right, let's hear it.
Captain America and Black Panther.
Nothing wrong with that. Those are two solid choices.
And I believe, like, I like them because they represent like different aspects of like myself and my family, and like those characters like two essences of who I want to be and who I kind of think I am.
Yeah, of course.
And even a little bit of like my dad mixed in and stuff like. So yeah, that's the era of comics. That Tom McFarlane, Eric Larson, Spider-Man 2099 stuff, and yeah, that's kind of like where it kind of got rolling.
That's good, man.
Yeah.
See, that's awesome because you were like right in that prime time. For me, that was like, and you know, people will probably disagree with me, but everyone has their own opinion. But I feel that time period of comics was some of the strongest storytelling and some of the best visuals, in my personal opinion, because that's the same time frame where the symbiote saga and Venom came about.
Yeah.
Hobgoblin actually became a
Demo
real
Goblin.
threat. Yes.
Yeah, he became Demo Goblin.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah.
Like he almost kind of like became his own villain instead of being like a Green Goblin type clone. Like, you know, he got into like the crime syndicate and like, you know, overthrowing Kingpin. It was really good storytelling. And Todd McFarlane drawing Spider-Man, there's just nothing like it.
The thing I like about his Spider-Man, and I'm gonna disagree with you in a second, but the thing I love about his Spider-Man that he made Spider-Man spidery.
Yes.
Like his Spider-Man was like very limber.
Yes.
You know, and I always kind of felt like if you got spider powers, you would be kind of a limber guy.
Yeah.
You're all over the place.
Yeah.
And he was like one of the few like first guys who really drew Spider-Man like spidery.
Yeah.
Whereas like artists like John Romita Sr., it's kind of like my dad's era and stuff. Like I noticed his Spider-Man was very like ramrod. Like, you know, his posture was very
stoic
and very muscular. Although Tom McFarlane's Spider-Man was also muscular.
True, but
he was very limber.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then later artists kind of slumps Peter down, pared him back to like the Steve Ditko Spider-Man. Cause like to me, Spider-Man should not look like a bodybuilder.
Right.
He should look like, you know, a normal guy, you know, who just works out a little bit.
He's got some tone to
If
him,
anything, he should look like a gymnast or like a dancer.
Yeah.
Physically, you know. But yeah, so I always appreciated that about Chuck Norris. But what I'm going to disagree with you is, even though I grew up in that era of the late 80s, early 90s, I kind of feel like it's the worst era for comics.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Because I kind of look at it as a kid, you're not really discerning.
True.
You're just looking at the art, ooh, that looks cool. Tom McFarlane, Rob Liefeld, like, I thought Rob Liefeld was the greatest goddamn thing ever. It's only until I got older and I discovered this thing called anatomy. I discovered this thing called anatomy, and I was like, oh, okay, Rob Liefeld's not that great. So, but I will say the best period of comics is kind of now. I kind of feel like some people will say like the Alan Moore, the Frank Miller era, like the early mid 80s.
Yeah, almost like kind of like that Renaissance. For, like
like
especially Batman.
Like that Watchmen era and Dark Knight and stuff like that. So I think that was a period where comics got more mature. But I think like the time we're in now as far as like comics, I think the writing, the art, like there's things to be, you know, angry about or like, you know, just feel some kind of way about. But we'll get to that in a second. But
yeah, of course.
But overall, the writing and the art right now, within the last 10 or 15 years, comics have not been better. At least like as far as like the skill of the people creating it.
Yeah.
So I would say this era right now, like books like, have you read Hawkeye?
Yes.
By Bat Fraction?
Yes.
Man, like
It's a solid book.
That's a solid book. And here's the cool thing about it: it's not world-ending stuff.
No, not at all.
Like most comics is always like, oh, Dr. Doom's about to destroy the world or take over the world, or Thanos is coming down, or Immortus and his came back from the future and he's about to bring the dinosaurs, like some weird stuff. But like books today, a book like Hawkeye, the whole arc of a story or of Hawkeye is him essentially trying to protect these people in this neighborhood, in this particular tenement building that he lives in, and I think he owns eventually.
Yeah,
and
like
then,
he eventually like owns.
and then like the villains of that story were Russian mobsters in tracksuits.
Yeah,
you know, the tracksuit track. Like it was so carried out, but it was so smart. It was like it could have been like a Netflix series,
right?
So like to me, I think the writing today, the art today is far superior than anything that's happened in the past. I don't know if you agree with it, but
like some of my favorite books right now, like Black Panther.
Yeah,
that is one of the most solid books right now, hands down. The Marvel School.
Yeah,
just the writing, the visuals, it's stunning.
It's smart.
Yeah, and I love how T'Challa looks in this. Yeah, he looks even more like a panther. It's so freaking awesome.
The thing I love about that book, he looks African.
Yes.
And then the Brian Stelfreeze, the artist, he very much took heavily from African culture.
Yeah.
And he specifically in the book, if you notice, the royal family of Black Panther, they're all the darkest skinned people.
Yes.
And I love that about the book.
Oh, of
I
course.
love it full-heartedly embraces all of that, and then it's just smart socially, smart politically. The only thing I would take away from Black Panther, his run on Black Panther, I think his rhythm, as far as how he does action, is kind of off a little bit.
Yeah.
But all in all, I think that's more due to the fact that he's not a comic book writer; he's a journalist and an essayist. So he's coming in the comics new.
Yeah.
But I think by the time by the time he gets to the next 24 issues, I think he'll probably have the rhythm down.
I agree.
But it's almost a perfect book except for he's new to comics.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love Black Panther. But you wouldn't get stuff like that 20, 30 years ago unless Alan Moore was writing it.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Very true. Yeah.
So
I will agree with you. There's some very solid storytelling and visuals now. Like Gabriel Delano, that's one of my favorite artists in the game.
Yeah.
Whenever he draws
awesome.
Spider-Man, it's so good. And again, it's he's limber. He's got that leanness to him. It kind of has that aggressive, bouncing spider. It just is so good.
Yeah. So it's details like that makes the comics to me. When people pay attention to everything from the writing to the art and how they present the characters. I always hate when artists say a character like Wolverine. He has a very different body type than say Captain America.
Oh, definitely.
Captain America versus Spider-Man and so on and so forth. I like artists who are able to show different physical interpretations of characters.
Of course.
Male and female characters. So but you get more of that today. You wouldn't get that back in the day. Every figure type would more or less be the same, except they might be a head shorter or a head taller. Where now you get artists who are really finessing the physical form, and I love that. So he's a good guy who does that also. And I think a guy like Olivia Coppel is very good about changing up that. He's not afraid to make somebody skinny or thicker or taller, shorter, stuff like that. So more stuff like that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And the one thing I will say in Marvel Comics, I feel like the storytelling is stronger in the individual comics instead of the crossovers. I think because they've kind of lost me with the last two, the Inhuman War,
Civil War 2.
Civil War 2 wasn't that strong.
Yeah.
Secret Wars was pretty good. It wasn't until the end that it really picked up, but there were so many time jumps, it got really confusing to follow.
Okay, so we get into the bad in present day comics. The bad is everything's event driven. It's almost like you don't have time to breathe.
Yes.
So we literally just came off of Civil War 2.
Yes.
And now we're coming into
Secret
Empire.
Yes.
And
with Captain America as the head of Hydra.
What's the time gap between those two things? Less than a month, right?
Right.
Civil War 2. No. I guess it was about a month. But generally speaking, they're going from event to event to event. You ain't got time to breathe. Which means and here's the thing. I've got to the point where I don't buy every comic that I see. I'm not like, I don't have the collection mindset anymore.
Yeah.
I rather buy like trades and stuff like that.
Of course.
But but be at say 15, but bought every single issue, every connecting issue, every miniseries, every like
one shot.
Yeah, one shots, everything. And I would have spent over like 150, 200 bucks just on something that won't have any impact on the Marvel Comics the next year.
Right.
Now that I'm older, and I'm just experienced as a comic book reader and buyer, I wait to trade, and I stay far away from events. Like how you said, I like this. I find one comic that I like, I stick to that, and then if an event intrudes on that book I'm liking, I will drop that book until it comes
back to just the storytelling.
Yeah.
I get you.
So yeah, that's the worst thing now. Like, yeah, I know why they do it.
Yeah.
Money.
Exactly. That's exactly what
I
it
know.
is.
I know why they do it, but oftentimes it's like, come on, man, just tell a good story.
Right.
And also let the artists and writers who work on those books, let them breathe, man.
Yep.
Like, give them a break.
Yep.
You know, like, okay, so what are you reading now?
Okay, so what I'm reading currently, and you're gonna find this interesting because we've talked
And
about
it
this
doesn't
off
have to be
camera.
Marvel. It doesn't
Yeah,
have to be Marvel.
not at all.
DC.
Because he knows that I love both sides of the coin, but I found that I'm reading more DC here because especially their rebirth stuff, it's just like some next level storytelling all of a sudden. It's like they learned their mistakes from the New 52, and they came back with a vengeance. So I'm currently reading Batman, which they just came out with the start of The Button, which is the crossover between Flash and Batman, where they're investigating the emergence of the comedian's smiley badge that just appeared in the Batcave.
Oh, okay. You know what? Yeah, it never dawned on me what that means, the button.
Yeah.
Okay, now you just explain it. All right, cool.
Yeah,
I'm
so
an idiot.
Batman, I'm reading through and through. Nightwing, I've always been a fan of Dick Grayson as Nightwing. Seeing him back in that role makes me so happy, and it's really good. And then I'm also reading Justice League. So those are the three that I'm reading on the DC side.
So Aquaman.
I need to get on them because my one friend was telling me that Aquaman is really good right now too.
It's like, as far as like DC Comics goes, I've kind of, and here's the thing, I will admit I'm more of a Marvel guy.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, just because it's like a family one.
Of course.
Here's some Marvel things, but I like DC too.
Yeah.
The problem I've just had with DC, and I remember when he switched over to the New 52, and it just didn't make sense to me.
No,
and it felt very 90s.
Yes.
Which we talked, like I just said before, it's not the greatest period when it comes to me. It felt very Jim Lee driven, and I'm very much like a continuity guy.
I'm with you on that.
And the thing I can't get with DC is they have no concept of continuity. From story to story, there was, even from periods, even when he did the New 52, he couldn't even keep straight whether Doomsday happened before or after.
Yeah.
It
was really confusing.
Stuff like all the characters have only been around for like 5 years.
Yes.
How does Batman have 5 different Robins, and how does he have a 10-year-old child when this Batman is supposed to be like
8 years in.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like at most this Batman,
It's not possible.
This Batman is supposed to be at most 29, 30, maybe 33.
Yes. That was my biggest complaint too, because I feel like Greg Capullo and Scott Snyder, that is the biggest powerhouse.
It's a good book.
Oh,
but I couldn't, like, the logic side of my brain couldn't override the good storytelling. You know what I'm saying? I just like DC is just, I don't know, man. Like, I can't buy into it.
Yeah.
And part of it is I can never fully buy into like Gotham or Metropolis because it's not real places.
Sure.
I can buy into like Wakanda. I can buy into Latveria. I can buy into like Kandak and stuff like that because like those particular parts of the world, like the political structure, countries always changing.
Right.
Like we got South Sudan and North Sudan. That like those are two different. So like I just believe like new countries come and go.
Sure.
But like fake American cities, I can never really quite grasp it because I can never picture what the hell is Gotham. Is it in the Midwest? Is it on the East Coast? Same with Metropolis. It's like, is there a New York? If there's like, and it's a nitpicky thing to be obsessed about.
No, I can understand that.
But I've always said to myself, like with DC, the difference between DC and Marvel to me is like DC is like a quilt. It's patched together, stitched together from like very divergent pieces. Whereas Marvel always kind of had Stan Lee there.
Yeah.
And Jack Kirby and Steve Dick. Like they were consistent guys who kind of formed this world, and it was kind of cohesive. Yeah. Even Captain America came like in Captain America came out like 1941 with Jack Kirby and what's the guy Simon? Can't remember his name. Last name Simon, the other critic. I'm sorry, guys. I forgot the co-creator of Captain America. Jack Kirby and something Simon. I know who these people are.
See, and my problem is I know the name too, but it seems like that happens whenever you're trying to think of something. It's like I don't know the name, and then that person that you're looking to for.
I'm not gonna forget Kirby. But Simon, Joe Simon.
Joe Simon. Thank you. Yes. Okay, we redeemed ourselves. It is kind of late, guys.
Joe Simon. Joe Simon. All right, so. But like even with a character who was pre-existing like Captain America and Namor, they were able to mail those characters into the current Marvel universe almost seamlessly. Whereas like DC just can't make it like it feels like everything about DC. Just even when they're doing good, nothing feels really of a piece.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Whereas I feel like Marvel feels of a piece, and I think like DC will really benefit from. Just getting them away from continuity altogether, getting away from the shared universe altogether. Just let Superman be Superman, let Batman be Batman. They're not in the same universe.
Right. Okay.
Unless if Superman shows up in Batman, it's that comic's Superman. It's not Superman from his own book. It's just in that Batman book, that's their Superman. Batman shows up with Superman, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just do away with continuity. They're not good at it.
Yeah,
they're not good at it.
I feel like that with
Nothing
Rebirth,
makes sense.
I get you, because like New 52, I could not get on board. The only book I could read was Batman, and that was just because Court of Owls, Zero Year, Endgame. That is some of the most it's incredible.
Like Batman, I have been reading sporadically Batman.
Yeah,
this is the best that Batman has been in a long while.
Absolutely,
and it's kind of like, but it's kind of like, it's sad to me, not sad, but it's kind of like the thing that kind of makes it not great for me, or like pushes over the edge, is that since it's in a shared universe, it has to deal with the strengths of the shared universe.
Yeah.
So like things that don't make sense, again, events, but DC is a little bit less like guilty of that of Marvel.
Yeah.
But whether another event rolls around or like continuity like issues come about, like it always takes the enjoyment out of it for me. And then also the other thing about DC, like why I read DC books less, they're always rebooting in some fashion.
Yes.
So I never know if I'm reading a book, if this is going to be the same character and hero that I'm reading today. Is he going to be the same next year as he is today?
Right.
Or they going to just reboot it? And like my greatest fear about like Aquaman, like I love Aquaman. And there was a period in Aquaman, like it was Doug Mackey and I forgot the other. It was a certain period, like the Sub Diego Aquaman era.
Oh yeah, okay, okay.
So that was like I really got to understand and love Aquaman. My greatest fear about Aquaman was like I don't want to pick up Aquaman and then next year he looks like Jason Momoa. You get what I mean? Like
I get that.
You know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You know at some point when Justice League comes out,
he's gonna all of a sudden have a change.
Yeah, there's gonna be like a new. I'm walking to the comic shop. I'm like, Aquaman look kind of brown, and why does he have dreads? And which is cool, you know. Right. I'm all about diversity and stuff like that.
Yeah, of course.
But it's almost like
you're changing it just for the sake of something happening.
Yeah. And sometimes that can be a good thing because I feel like okay, let's talk about that. Okay, one thing I do want to I want to talk about, like, because this is a good way to roll into the movies.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
I think I know where you're going. I want to see if I'm right though.
Okay. One of the things that's always bothered me about like comics in general is like, and it's just a product of the time.
Sure.
Like the diversity issue, or how the show characters of color and like gender and just whatever, right?
Yeah.
Like very early on, a lot of like Green Lantern's like best friend was called Pieface. He was an Asian character.
Oh, like, I remember that.
Yeah. Like that was just the thing of the comics. Falcon was not inherently heroic. Like No, he was, but they recunted, like they introduced Falcon and Captain America and stuff, and then they recunted him to being like a pimp and a pusher. A guy named Snap Wilson.
Snap Wilson.
And then
oh god.
And then he literally gets his powers to talk to a bird from a fucking white supremacist, a Nazi, from the Red Skull. So like stuff like that in comics is always like,
it makes you cringe.
Yeah, like I love it. I love it. Come like when Punisher turned black. Do you remember that?
Yes.
You remember when he made But it was still Frank Castle, but he got plastic surgery to make him black.
Yeah.
And I'm like I'm reading this, I'm like, I still little Punisher. And one of my greatest fears when he really got the ball rolling, like in the Marvel universe and like this superhero comics in general, that a lot of that shit was gonna roll over.
Of course.
And I'm so happy that he passed.
Too.
Like when he was saying they was gonna have Falcon in the Captain America movie, my greatest fear is like they're gonna have Anthony Mackie as a pimp
on the street.
And Snap Wilson, and Red Skull comes up to him and like, I'm gonna make you into a decent moral human being so I can use you as a spy for like
right.
I thought it was gonna be some shit like that. No, they just like he's an ex-military guy, like paratrooper with a cool ass jetpack.
Exactly.
Like streamlined it, got to the point, to the essence to the character, and it doesn't have that weird like
weirdness to it.
Written by a 42-year-old white guy,
right?
From, like who don't understand like black and brown and people and women. Mm-hmm. So it is. I'm very happy that shit does not carry over.
Yes, absolutely.
And I wouldn't go so far as to say like changes like that. I would like to see changes, particularly like that, to come into the comics.
Me
like
too.
I would like for them. I can deal with it. They took a character like Falcon and said all that Snap Wilson crap. Mm-hmm. Never happened.
Right.
You're just in the military.
Yep.
Him and Cap, they got along because they're both veterans, and that's it.
Yep. And I love that.
And simple as that.
Exactly.
Another example of that is like Drax the Destroyer and Guardians of the Galaxy. He has a very convoluted backstory. Do you know it?
Yes, he does. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh
like
yeah.
I'll put it like this. Drax the Destroyer you see in the movie is not the same guy in the comics. He's a fucking jazz. He's a saxophonist in the comics.
Yes.
You remember that?
Yes, because he gets killed on Earth. He gets brought back into an alien body. So the Drax the Destroyer that you guys know from the movies that we love is not remotely even close to what he is.
He's a jazz player.
Which they're not wrong with jazz players.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But in the context of the movie, I like that he's simplified. He's just an alien from a planet, and Thanos came and killed his family.
Yes, it's very simple, to the point. And I thought that's originally where you were going with it, like a great example of movies outshining the comics.
Yeah,
would be
that's where I'm going.
That's
where I'm going with
That's
it.
good.
Like I kind of feel like if a film or a TV show improves upon the concept,
absolutely,
I'm okay with that improvement given back to the comics. Definitely. So I can understand if they take a character, like name a character you think is kind of lame.
Okay. Ooh.
Who's a very like wacky character that they improved in a movie? Stiltman. Okay, so let's say next season of Daredevil, they bring in Stiltman and they find a really good way to adapt that character.
Yeah.
I would take that Stiltman over the original Stiltman. If it's a improvement to the character that makes sense. If you give him a reason to what he's wearing, like
the extendo mechanic.
Yeah. Like if you can find some kind of reason for him to do that, then I will buy into it, and then I say bring it into the comics.
Absolutely.
Okay, so on the flip side of that, because I'm gonna be fair,
sure.
Stuff like Sam Jackson is Nick Fury. Mm-hmm. I love Sam Jackson.
Yes.
With all my heart. Sam Jackson's my dude, but I kind of wanted the original Nick Fury. Like I kind of wanted, like in my head, I wanted like a Clint Eastwood or maybe like a Harrison Ford.
Oh, that would have been
really like cool. As Nick Fury. Like, can you imagine?
Or even Kurt Russell. Could you imagine Kurt Russell? I guess that is kind of a cheat because we know what Kurt Russell looks like with an patches, and he's pretty much played Nick Fury. Yes, exactly.
Yeah. But can you imagine like Harrison Ford as classic Nick Fury?
That would have been awesome.
That would be like, I love Sam Jackson.
Me too.
And I'm glad her brother didn't work. Like, I'm 100% glad her brother didn't work.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to have before.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I kind of wanted that. But
What did you think of him being introduced? Because it's interesting. Because we know that Nick Fury came from the Ultimate
Universe.
And then they introduced him in the main Marvel continuity as Nick Fury Jr.
Okay. So with that, that's to me is like the happy middle ground.
Sure.
The happy middle ground. And I think you can't just take the old Nick Fury, the white Nick Fury, and just say, he's black now.
Right.
I couldn't make that leap. But what I can believe is that Nick Fury, because he's lived a long time, you know, he's like somebody like Nick Fury or Wolverine, they got to have had kids.
Oh yeah.
Throughout the decades.
Absolutely.
So it makes sense that Nick Fury got down, he was probably doing a mission in Harlem, got down with his sister, and Nick Fury Jr. born and he just happened to like Sam Jackson.
There you go.
I can buy that.
Yeah.
Like that stuff like that works. Because if you look at it logically,
it makes sense.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe today. Major thanks to the epic man that is DoItDoItLeague. Go check him out on his social media, which will be in the description of this video. And then come back for part 2 of our discussion of the Golden Age of Nerdom. I am the Bearded Con-Man. Thanks so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.